Alola, Pokemon Trainers, and happy holidays. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and welcome back to our Pokémon Moon playthrough, episode number 35. Now, in the last episode, we finished up, well, basically what we were doing, we were finishing up the trial down there. Hey, first encounter! Trial down there at the Thrifty Mega Mart, the abandoned site, and as I said last episode, the Totem Mimikyu did quite a number on us, unfortunately. And we are now trying to add another Pokemon to the team, and the Pokemon we're looking for is Sandshrew, but this is just the third encounter that we've had. At the end of the last episode, I said I would probably save, basically I was going for 5 encounters. We got 2 in the last episode. I'm going to go for maybe 2 more off-screen, and then go for the 5th one that I want to capture. But I thought, you know what, I've got some more things I can talk about, so let's go ahead and do some on-screen encounters, and lo and behold, first one is a Sandshrew. So something I wanted to do, I have prepared the team a little bit. I realized we have a couple more Z crystals we haven't used yet. Now, in preparation for this, I taught Dorothy our Driftblim Gyro Ball, because we do have the Steelium Z given to us by Mullane back up on top of Mount Hokulani, and apparently you can use a Corkscrew Crash. The user spins very fast and rams into the target with the full force of its Z power. Power varies, of course, so it's a physical power 160. Just because I want to see all these Z moves in action, we're going to use this one on this poor defenseless Sandshrew. I shouldn't say defenseless, I'm sure it has pretty good defense, but it might actually survive this, because this is going to be a neutral hit. Ice is weak to Steel, but of course, Steel resists its own attack. Let's see what the Corkscrew Crash looks like. Ooh. Oh, it's pushing it back. That looked a bit overpowered. It did survive it, though. And you know what? I'm not going to hurt it any more than that. That was plenty. So that was the first of the Z moves. Let's do a quick team recap and show you who we are currently working with, the remainders of the team after the devastation of the Totem Mimikyu. As you just saw, Dorothy, our Driftblim, they're all level 37 for the time being. Her ability is Unburden, holding that Steelium Z, and she is a quiet Pokemon, boosting special attack while dropping speed. Hex, Gust, Gyro Ball, which is going to be replaced with Thunder Wave again pretty soon, and Minimize is the moveset. Next we have Sonata, our starter Pokemon, our Primarina, a careful Pokemon with special defense boost and special attack drop. Torrent is the natural ability, holding onto the Metronome to power up repetitive use attacks. And the moveset is Sparkling Aria, Aqua Jet, Echoed Voice, and Sing. Next is Cordial, our Serena. She is a hasty Pokemon, boosting speed, dropping defense. Queenly Majesty is the ability that I love so much, preventing priority moves from being used against her. Moveset is Trop Kick, Aromatic Mist, Stomp, and Rapid Spin. And last but not least, we have Icona the Sandygast, a serious Pokemon. All level 37 Pokemon, as I said. Ability is Water Compaction, sharply boosting defense if he gets hit by a water attack. Ghostium Z is the held item, because we want to see what the Ghost-type Z move is. And moveset is Earth Power, Shadow Ball, Giga Drain, and Shore Up. I forgot to mention, but he did learn Giga Drain during the grinding back down at the Thrifty Mega Mart. So let's go ahead and lead with Icona next, so we can see what the next attack looks like, or the next Z move. I think it's going to be the one that we saw a Gengar using in one of the trailers, where like all the... Well, I'm not going to spoil it. If it is the same one, I'll say that we've already seen it if and when I see it, because we did see a Gengar use a Z move in one of the trailers, and it might have been possibly a Gengar-specific move, because it didn't show the name. I doubt it was, but I doubt this is the Pokemon to use it against, because Water-type. I was hoping we'd be able to escape. If we couldn't, that would have been pretty devastating. Now, if we can capture the Sandshrew in short order, what I would like to do is check out the next flag location here on the isle, the Ula Ula Island. And it's going back up towards the Aether House, so something else is going on up there apparently. That's where we left Lily last time. And this part of the story, we've been getting some sort of ominous warnings regarding Nebby the Cosmog, and, well, Gladion himself appeared several episodes back letting us know that we have to protect Cosmog at all costs, because it can somehow summon very dangerous Pokemon, which could spell disaster for the Alola region. I got no clue what's going on regarding that, but now we see a Dark type, which would resist the Ghost attack, and it could hit us pretty hard, but we have pretty good physical defense. I'm going to give the Ghostium Z move a try. It is known as Never-Ending Nightmare. Deep-seated grudges summoned by the user's Z power trap the target. 160 special base. Not bad power for our especially offensive Sandygast. Now, we might even miss this. Does it show the animation, though, if we miss? Well, it's going to show this, at least. Listen to the spookiness. Look how serious Icon... Look at the brow. Oh, that is cool looking. Never-ending nightmare. This is what I saw in the trailer. Yeah, we're going to see a bunch of creepy hands come out. And we almost defeated that thing, too. Oh, it's going to call for help. Shiny Absol? No, regular. So, we're just going to back away from this. Oh, wait, the other one didn't have pressure, did it? I'm glad we got away from that, because 2 of those things could have been scary. Alright, so that's going to wrap up the Z moves. Let me quickly get Dorothy's Thunder Wave back on there. I should probably switch the held items, too. Alright, so we'll replace Gyro Ball. She is nowhere near physically offensive. Well, I guess she's not that lower than special attack, but anyway. We're not focusing on Gyro Ball as an actual offensive move, although it would help her ice and rock weaknesses. But, oh well. Let's go with, do we have any more berry juices? I think we use those all up. There's not really much I can give to the Pokemon for the time being. Let's just keep the Z crystals on for the time being. So, there are still some things that I can talk about as we try to find 2 more Sandshrew in the wild here. One thing somebody mentioned, let me just get my, no, not my news, my comments up here on my YouTube mobile app on my phone. Nathaniel Jaffe, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name right, and if I'm mispronouncing, I apologize. But Nathaniel did say, first of all, you finally did it! 1,000 subscribers, congratulations! And Nathaniel mentions that if I want, when I capture the Sandshrew, if I do want to keep it as a Sandshrew, which, spoilers, I do, because I already have a Sandslash from previous generations. Not the Alolan Sandslash, of course, but I kind of like the regular Sandslash as it is. But Nathaniel says, I could, of course, put an Everstone on our Alolan Sandshrew and keep it from evolving that way. That is definitely a good idea. It saves you from having to hit the B button every time they try to evolve at a level up. But I think a more beneficial item is going to be the Eviolite. Something I realized I forgot to do when I was training up Pandora was to give her the Eviolite. Now, it could have helped her take some better damage during that Totem trial, or the Totem Mimikyu battle. Although, in retrospect, I really just needed her to get knocked out so I could get a free switch into somebody, so that would have just delayed things. And if the Pokemon, if the Totem Mimikyu had a setup move, that could have been really bad. So, I think it worked out for the best as it was. I still don't like that I lost Pandora as a, basically, not really being able to do anything. I had to weigh my options. I needed either Pandora or Icona to take the hit and faint, but I figured Pandora was the more expendable one in that fight, because Icona could at least use Shadow Ball to try and get some damage off. And I'm thinking, in retrospect, if the next trial is something that's going to be weak to fighting, I really should have considered letting Icona fall in that fight, because I won't really need, well, I shouldn't say I won't really need, but I might not need the Ghost-type attacks as much as I would during that actual Totem itself. Another Wild Gumshoes. Oh, first one of the episode. Come on, just 2 more Sandshrew. Don't make me regret my decision to do this on camera. I don't want to go longer than 15 minutes doing this if I can help it. But another thing I can mention is another regular viewer, Ice King 688, left a comment with some information I did not know. Apparently back in Cali City, there is a Cali Community Center near the library, and I thought I checked everything out in Cali City. So I'll have to go back there at some point. I might do that as soon as I get the Sandshrew. So I'll have to see what happens, depending on how long this actually takes. And I've decided, I was doing some thinking off camera. I do that a lot, actually. I don't record myself while I'm thinking, of course. You think throughout the day. You don't want to record yourself all day long, do you? You guys don't want to see that. But, anyway, I realized what I can do is I'm considering the fact that maybe my Ghost-type Drifblim Dorothy or the eventual Ice-type Sandshrew that I get, they might be able to learn the move Haze, which is an Ice-type attack. If either of them does try to learn Haze, I am going to have them learn it so fast because it's going to come in so handy against later trials. It seems like the last, well, it doesn't seem like, it is like the last 2 totems that we battled. When their aura flared to life, every one of their stats boosted by 1 stage. If I could haze all those boosts away, that would put things on much more even playing ground. Or, you know, a more level battlefield, basically. So, I would like to be able to get things evened up like that. It might be kind of a bit of a cheat, but not really, because I was trying to focus on using Cordial's Trop Kick to lower Mimikyu's attack stat in that last trial. So, basically, affecting the opponent's stats is a clever way to play the game, so I'm going to have to try to focus on that. So, what else can I talk about as I try to encounter this randomly rare Sandshrew? Oh yeah, I forgot you guys have Drizzle. And that is going to be new for this generation. I do not believe Pelipper had Drizzle as, you know, as far back as even Gen 6. So, Recently, I did go see a new movie. I'm going to see another movie this weekend, but we'll talk a little bit about movies here. I don't know if, well, I would pretty much guarantee that movie reviews are not why people come to this channel, but I need something to talk about. Let's go ahead and talk about that as we see a Snorunt. So the movie I did go see, I'm sure many of you out there probably have seen this as well. It's called Star Wars Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. And I'm not going to say anything spoiler-wise, of course, because if anyone out there wants to see it and hasn't yet seen it, I don't want to spoil anything for you. But I did enjoy it. It was quite an enjoyable action movie. You know, it's something I want to say. I've been watching all the Star Wars movies since, well, they came out before I was born, but I've seen them all, is what I'm trying to say. Or at least the live-action ones. I don't think, have there been, I shouldn't say I've seen all of them. All the live-action ones, because I have never actually sat down and watched the Star Wars Christmas special. Enough said about that. I'm not going to talk anymore about that thing. But I've seen pretty much every one of the live-action movies. I haven't seen all the, I guess you could call them spin-offs of like the animated series and such, but the live-action ones, I'm going to say, now that Disney has ownership of the Star Wars franchise, I've noticed that the last two movies that came out, you know, Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and Rogue One, they seem to have, in my opinion, a lot more humor to them. Now, not to say that the original movies didn't have humor, because they did have, you know, jokes and stuff in them, but those felt like they were more jokes within their world, their galaxy, but their own story, their own setting, right? The jokes made sense in that world, and they were, you know, not to say that they weren't funny, but they weren't as relatable. But the last two movies, there have been some pretty funny moments that make me, like, it makes me realize it's a different feel for the franchise now. Like, one of my favorite scenes in the first one, or not the first one, you know, Force Awakens, the first of the Disney ones. Like, now, this isn't really spoilers, it's just one little scene at the start of the movie, so if anyone hasn't seen The Force Awakens yet, first of all, see it. Second of all, shouldn't be too bad of a spoiler if you haven't seen it. But it's funny when the main rebel pilot is captured by Kylo Ren's troops, and they force him down to his knees, and then Kylo Ren, the new evil bad guy, kind of leans right down, masked face, with the pilot Poe Dameron, I think. They're both staring at each other. And so in this intimidating moment, Kylo Ren is the leader of the forces of the, the First Order now, the new version of the Empire. Normally, you'd be intimidated by that, but Poe, being the goofy humorist that he is, he just kind of stares at him saying, "So, do you talk first, or do I talk first? How do we do this?" And it's hilarious. It's like, I can't think any of the characters of the original trilogies, or even the prequel trilogies, that would have been that kind of humorous in that situation. But anyway, I like it, and I say Rogue One is definitely worth watching. No spoilers. I'm just going to say, the ending almost like basically flows perfectly into the beginning of the original episode number 4, A New Hope. And I really like the way things synced up like that. Now, I will mention one thing that I found kind of not weird, I guess, but a little bit different. Hey, number 4. Just one more to go. We can get... Now, this is, again, my little superstition of catch the 5th one, and hopefully the nature will be good. I know you can actually do specific... you can hold specific items, or... No, is it an ability? What's the ability? Is it synchronize or something? There's an ability that a Pokemon can have that allows or encourages wild Pokemon to have the same nature. So if you want to have a specific nature for a Pokemon, say like Adamant for a fighting type or something like that, you can have a Pokemon with Adamant nature and the specific ability, which I think is Synchronize. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you guys know about this, which ability it is that gets the wild Pokemon to have the same nature, but essentially you can do specific hunting for natures. I don't want to get that involved with it. I like the randomness and working with what the game gives me. So whatever ability, or whatever nature, I guess, and ability, that this 5th Wild Sandshrew does have, is the one I'm going to go with. And I'm going to make that Sandshrew the best that it can be. So anyway, talking about Rogue One, it's kind of funny that there are 2 instances of characters in the movie who are... They're human, but they're done as CG, because the actor who played one of the characters in episode number 4, of course, he has passed away, and that kind of makes me sad saying that, because it just reminds me of something else, but that's a side story. I'm sure you probably heard something about something, but let's just skip that. Anyway, the actor who played the main, not the main villain, but Grand Moff Tarkin, or Governor Tarkin, the, I guess, commander of the Death Star, he had passed away some time ago, so... They still have him in this movie, but he is all computer generated. And there are some scenes where you can't really tell. Like, it looks like he's actually there, but then something kind of just seemed off about the way he was talking and moving sometimes. It just seemed a little bit too fluid and too smooth. And I had to keep, second guessing myself and looking at the screen thinking, is that actually him? Or not him, but someone that looks like him? Or is it a computer generated image? So I'm pretty certain and pretty sure that it is fully CG. And they actually did a good job making this CG model look just like the character. Or just like the man, I should say. But it just seemed a little bit off, and it kind of seems strange that in this day and age, we could essentially make models of characters who look pretty much, let's say, 95% human. Just if the movements were a little bit more believable, you could really be hard-pressed to tell if there's, a difference between CG or an actual person. So, I guess you could say, in a way, that makes you wonder, are we ever going to get to a point someday when, for movies or TV or something, are we even going to need human actors? I'm going to say probably we are, because it all comes down to a computer can make a character look as realistic as you like, and as much as your technology allows to do so, but acting will always be an emotional thing. And, people say computers have no emotions and stuff, and they probably, maybe, I shouldn't say never will. You never know what the future could bring, but something about acting, you need the mind to be able to do the acting. And I guess a good example of how acting probably is always going to be a human trait as opposed to something that can be computer done. Has anyone out there seen the short-lived TV series Firefly? Maybe some of you have. If you haven't, it's a pretty good one. I would say check it out. Now, when it was on TV, so basically the idea of it, the basic premise is, think cowboys in space. And almost like a Robin Hood kind of thing, where there's this group of people that will kind of like steal from the rich and give to the poor. So, the main character in that is a captain called Captain Malcolm Reynolds, played by an actor called Nathan Fillion. Now, when the series was on TV, my local area, we kept getting it preempted by sports events and stuff, and I barely managed to catch it. And it was one of those things that, cowboys in space, it sounds interesting, but not super interesting to draw me away from what I would normally watch on TV when it was on. So, I didn't give that much attention to it, and anytime I decided I do want to sit down and watch it, turns out it's preempted by sports, so I didn't even get to see it for that reason. So, I kind of fell off of the idea of watching it while it was on TV, and once it was canceled, now it was a Joss Whedon production, and Joss Whedon was continuing with his work on both Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel, the spin-off. Once Firefly was canceled, a lot of the main actors on that series came on and made appearances in his other shows. But let's focus on getting the Sandshrew right now, because this is our 5th one. We'll talk about Nathan Fillion momentarily. So, of course, the first thing is I want to see how much damage will the echoed voice do. Because it is steel type, it should resist this. Excellent. I can go for one more after singing, so I don't want to get the metronome and echoed voice repetitive boost. Let's sing the Sandshrew to sleep. Oh yeah, I forgot, they can call for help too, can't they? Even while sleeping. Does that make any sense to anyone out there, by the way? I suppose you can talk in your sleep. Alright, let's weaken it with one more echoed voice. Even a critical shouldn't knock it out. Looking good. Looking good. I'm gonna try for Pokeball, unless... Nope, didn't call for help. So, at this point... Wait, I just hit the Y button. At this point, I'm going to blow everybody's minds, for those of you following the series thus far on the channel. I'm going to break my tradition of regular Pokeball. I want to try one of the luxury balls that Lily gave us in the last episode. That's right, it has the same capture rate as a regular Pokeball, but I think it's time to try a fancier looking Pokeball for something. Let's give this luxury ball a shot. Alright, can we make the capture? It's a luxury we can afford. We got the Sandshrew. Alright. Not bad, Sonata. Let's get some experience off of that. And let's check out that Pokedex entry. Look how adorable this little thing is. I love it. It's so cute. It's like basically a big old snowball with a head and feet and legs. Or feet and legs, yeah. Well, it does have feet and legs. Anyway,
Sandshrew, the mouse Pokémon, Alola form, an ancient tradition of Alolan festivals still carried on to this day, is a competition to slide Sandshrew across ice as far as one can.
So I've been really thinking long and hard, what kind of a name can I give this? Every name I sort of come up with, I keep coming back to wanting to include the term igloo in some way, but I couldn't think of anything really clever, pun-wise, to fit the word igloo into, so I decided what I'm going to do is just go with a basic, weird spelling of igloo, so it's Igaloo. That is going to be the name. Now, I can call her Iggy for short, as a nickname of the nickname, but Igaloo, the Alolan Sandshrew, is on the team. Let's check her out and see what she has working for her. I finally have it. Alright, so she is asleep, of course. So, Igaloo is a timid Pokemon. Not the best nature. Lowering the attack step but boosting speed. I'm really focused on really kind of using her as more of a defensive wall, because as I said, I can give her the Eviolite. I think I mentioned that, to give her some boosted defenses. So we see the moveset. We got Fury Swipes. Let's move things around first of all. Iron Head is the better one, /next. Fury Swipes and Iron Defense. And the ability is Snow Cloaked, so evasiveness goes up in a hailstorm. Alright, so let's go ahead and hand the Eviolite to her right now. I don't think anyone's holding it. Give Eviolite. There it is, right here. Boosting the defenses by, I believe, 50%. Alright, now that that is done, I want to go back to Cali City and see if we can find out where this community center is. Right up here. We can fly right back down here to the Aether House momentarily. But what was I talking? Oh, Nathan Fillion, right. So, my first real exposure to Nathan Fillion as an actor or through one of his characters, after Firefly was cancelled, he came on Buffy the Vampire Slayer as one of the main villains in Season 7, I think the last season. And I wasn't really that thrilled with the guy. He was a pretty nasty, evil guy. And because he played the role so well, I despise that man, because he was just so nasty about everything, right? So, eventually my friend Evan was saying to me that we can watch the Firefly he has on, or the Firefly, Firefly, the DVD that he had of the entire series, and I was thinking, I guess we could. I mean, you know, something to do on like a rainy Saturday afternoon or whatever. I wasn't really that interested in seeing what exactly this Nathan Fillion had to offer, but I'll say, after watching the first episode of Firefly and seeing how hilarious this guy is, I was impressed with his skills as an actor. To make me hate his character so much as the villain, and then to make me love his character so much as the hero in this, that guy is one good actor. So, okay, this is the library. Hang on, is this a library? No, this is the community center. Okay, experience a real community culture. Ice King 688 said there are some unique items as well as something else in here too. So let's see what exactly we can find. The flea market is a really free market. Anyone can set up shop as they like. Poliwhirl. Really? There are a bunch of local products made here in Mali on display on the table. Whether the sun shines or rain falls on me, I'll just keep on swaying to the rhythm. What is over here? I'm gonna go in there later. Let's talk to all these people. Oh, you're Sandshrew. I guess maybe you'll show it some affection soon, huh? Oh, yeah, just as I get it, you're gonna, make me feel bad. Alright, you know what? Check out Sonata. He's got max affection. Prepare to be impressed, kid. You've got to be some of the most affectionate friends I've ever seen. I think I'm jealous. Ribbons! Yes! I gotta go back and get ribbons for the effort values, too, back at the... What is it? Battle Royal Dome. I'm gonna do that off camera, though. I don't think you need to see me do that, but... In fact, I could do this off camera, but... I'm doing it now! We're here! It's live! Well, pre-recorded live, but... I think you know what I'm trying to say. Alright, Cordial is next, and I think we just got Icona maxed out on Affection 2 in Pokemon Refresh. So if anyone's looking for these particular ribbons, you can find these in the Mali Community Center. Thank you, Ice King 688, for letting me know, because I might have skipped over this and completely, I thought I was done having checked out everything in this city. I would probably never have found this. Well, maybe eventually, in post-game exploring everywhere. But there we have it right now. Alright, let's make sure we got Igaloo back to the top here. And Icona, we're putting you back down to the bottom. I could even give Icona the Eviolite if I want to, because of course he is not yet evolved, and again, I don't know how it evolves. Don't spoil that for me. I'm actually going to wait and be surprised if and when it happens, because I checked all the items that I have. Who is this kid? I've never met this Electrowin person, but they just beat me in a link battle. Arrgh! Oh, that's the fun of the Wi-Fi, isn't it? Are you a trial goer? You should take this then. A strange souvenir. That strange souvenir is made in the image of the guardian Tapu who protects our islands. Some people hold on to them as amulets, hoping that the image of the Tapu will protect them. Didn't I already have one of those? I think I did. Where would it be? Now you'll see, I've got 2 gold bottle caps and 5 bottle caps, so I've been doing some pretty good work in the Festival Plaza. Where is this strange... I did have one, okay. That doesn't look like a Tapu. I don't know. Anyway, what was I just saying? If you're looking for the ribbons, I think I was saying, you can find them here. I think we're good on the vending machine. Nothing in the garbage, nothing on the wall. Alright, what is in this building? Is this the flea market they were talking about? Oh wait, the weather class. Magnemite. Hey, it's Probopass. Let's ignore everybody and check out things on the board. You can change the weather with Pokemon that have abilities like Sunny Day, Drizzle, Sandstream, or Snow Warning. Building a team that can use such conditions to their advantage is one strategy trainers use. I have been defeated so many times, I wouldn't say so many times, but often enough, by water teams using Drizzle. You would think that a full water team would be weak, because like, oh, just grass and electric, you can destroy almost everything. But nope, with the Swift Swim and things like Hydration and certain other abilities, it can be pretty powerful combinations. Maybe I'll add a Pokemon to my team that can use Sandstream so that my Probopass can really fight to the fullest. What's your ability, Probopass? Sand. Okay. If you want to know about the weather, you're in the right place. This is the weather class. But you're a Pokemon trainer, aren't you? Then how about a quiz that takes weather into the arena of Pokemon battles? It'll take a bit longer doing it like this, but I'll give you a reward if you can keep up. It looks like you have what it takes. Then tell me, my good trainer, which item would you have a Pokemon hold on to if you want Rain Dance to last a long time? That'll be the Damp Rock. Bingo, bingo. Got it. That's it, correct. Oh, it keeps it for 8 turns. Alright, next question. That's going to be the Icy Rock. I didn't even read the question. You guys probably saw it on screen, though. Icy Rock makes Hail last for 8 turns. So I've got some HP left. Item to hold if you want Sunshine to go for ages. That is the Heat Rock. Look at me knowing my icy knowledge. I saw Icy Rock up there. Alright, last one. Gee, I don't know. Now, it was just on screen. Is it Smooth Rock? It is. Another 8 turns for that. The most important part of any education is putting it to work in the real world. It's not enough to understand it in your head, you gotta know it in your bones. That's why I'll give you the set of rocks I've collected for your own use. One of each, I'm thinking? We got us an Icy Rock. Got us a Smooth Rock. I guess we are getting one of each. Not bad. Heat Rock and the Damp Rock is next. Now, we don't have anyone that can set things up with our weather conditions. I should probably consider see if I can get Hail, though. There are lots of ways to use the weather to your advantage in battle, so give it a try. Like you can use Rain to power up your Water-type moves, or weaken Fire-type moves someone else might use against you. Or you can call a Sandstorm to deal damage every turn to any Pokemon that isn't a Rock, Ground, or Steel type. So actually that means that our Sandshrew will be safe in a Sandstorm also. Look, how much is... How did I miss this building? There's so much here. We're running a little flea market here most days. You should peek inside if you're interested. I'm interested. Rare finds wait to be found here. Now, I'm thinking it's going to be something like the items change every day or something. I was fishing on Pony Island the other day, and I managed to reel in a bottle cap. So I guess you can get those from the bubbles, too. The 2 peaks that tower over Ula Ula are Mount Hokulani and Mount Lanakila. Mount Lanakila is so tall that snow falls on its sides even in the summer. That is pretty tall. If only I had an amulet coin and let my Pokemon carry it into some battles, I could get double the prize money. I have an amulet coin. Welcome. So what do you have? Oh, you're selling clothing. You got sneakers for sale. Penny loafers of the rare order. Rare long neck. Rare cruel. Oh, that's Liepard. Rare Thunderbolt. What would that Pokemon be? I think they all have Pokemon patterns. I don't know. Rare Scaly. Well, they are 50,000 apiece, so I'm not really going to drop that much money on a pair of shoes. I think I'm okay for the time being, but post-game when I am loaded with cash, I can do that. What are you selling, little one? I found a Dusk Stone, but I don't know what to do with it. I don't have a Doublade or a Murkrow or anyone else that can use it. Give it to me. Maybe it can evolve Sandygast. Oh, well, I guess we can't get that. I like how they let you know which Pokemon can evolve, though. At least 2 of them. You know, I had this piece of a piece of this candy I used to love, and I thought it seemed so small now. It was the first time I realized I was growing up. I think I said this in a previous episode. The first time I realized I was growing up was when I stopped thinking of presents to ask for Christmas or birthdays, and I was just thinking, I can buy that for myself later. That was a sad day. Sad in a way, but not sad in another way, because it means, hey, I can now buy my own stuff. Sweet. I can be independent. Alright, so now we're heading back towards the actual flag location on the map. And if we get any battles going on, we can do some switch training for our new Sandshrew, Igaloo. Or as I say, Iggy for short. But let's head on up here. And again, thanks to, I believe it was Ice King 688 for also letting me know that this was where you could find the Sandshrew. I bet if you could find a way to store all your treasures in Araquanid's bubble... Oh, I gotta talk to you. I forgot I came up here earlier. You gotta go here to find the captain for that trial. So what happens next here at the Aether House? I see Team Skull Admin. Is this the right time to switch train? I'm feeling okay about it. What's going on? Back so soon, I wasn't expecting you just yet. It takes these dumb grunts way too long to deal with you kids. So I guess it's my turn now. Looked like he's gonna punch Pow. What was that? What? I told you before. Next time you get in our way, I'm not holding anything back. So I guess they're dealing with the grunts. I'll take on the admin. You don't scare me as much anymore. At least you didn't last time. This time might be different. Team Skull Evan Plumeria, you got 2 Pokemon. Golbat. Alright, so you are Poison Flying. We are Steel type. What's your level gonna be? 34. So, the only weaknesses Alolan Sandshrew has are Fire, Fighting, and Ground. I don't think you can get any of those. Let's go with an Iron Head. That could be a problem. But our defense is the best stat, so even if we hurt ourselves, it's not going to be the worst thing ever. Come on, you got this, Igaloo. You don't got this. Look how little you did to yourself, though. Let's try another one. If she can get the knockout, this is going to be a great bit of experience. Now, this is a special attack, but it's still resisted. Look at this. Come on, break through. Yes, how much damage can we get out? Not a lot back. So, I'm not going to push my luck. I wanted to see what she could do in battle, but now we see we're going to switch into... Definitely not Cordial. Sonata needs the next level up, so let's do that. I could probably start going for... Hang on, I was thinking going for Echoed Voice and continuously powering that up with the Metronome. I might want to go Sparkling Aria, because if I use that twice in a row, that also powers up. Confuse Ray again, come on. I should be using some Person Berries. Oh, I didn't mention this. Between episodes, and continuously between episodes in the future, I'm going to go around different areas of the islands and pick up the berries that you can find under the different berry trees, because now that I have access to the Isle of Plenty, I'm going to be able to start growing my own harvest of berries, very useful berries. I've got Citrus and Lum currently growing, and if I can make use of those in the game, ooh, Hyper Voice. Let me check these stats on that one. 90 and 100. Echoed Voice is 40. Since this is a TM, I am going to replace Echoed Voice for Hyper Voice, because the Metronome is going to give the effect, or at least partially the effect, of Echoed Voices powering up to... Oh! Hello, Salazzle. But it's going to give the power-up of, say, the Echoed Voice repetitive use to any move that we use repeatedly. I can easily devastate you with a Sparkling Aria. You're level 35. So, you can learn Poison and Fire. Of course, we know that. I kind of want to let another Pokemon get some experience off of this. Icona, come on in. Let's Earth Power this thing. Now, okay, I'm going to calm myself down. This isn't the Salazzle that gave us trouble last time. This is its own Pokemon. So, we're still going to hit you with the Earth Power because it's the smartest move in battle, but this is not revenge against you for the totem that we fought. This is just wise Pokemon training. Alright, we got Toxic on if we don't manage to break through with the Max Affection, unfortunately, but what can this thing do to us? Actually, that hurt considerably, but Earth Power. One hit KO. Should have considered the fact that, yeah, our special defense is not amazing on Icona. Oh, I gotta heal off that poison. Take that, Plumeria. Huh, I can't even stand myself right now. Neither can we. Alright, let's get this poison taken care of. Icona, you took a very powerful hit there. I'm sorry. I lost the thermometer. I'm sorry again. Come on, we gotta cure this poison. Of course, the fastest way is just to use an antidote, but I like doing this. You're more hands-on with your Pokemon. And look how happy he is to be cured of that poison. Oh, I just realized I gotta start powering up, or not powering up, but boosting the affection with Igaloo now, too. Huh, guess you are pretty tough. Now I understand why my grunts waste so much time battling kids. But if you want us to return the Pokemon, then you'll have to come to us. What Pokemon? Alone. The boss is dying to meet you. I've met the boss. See you at our base in Po Town. What Pokemon did you take? You couldn't have gotten Cosmog. Battles you can't afford to lose aren't any fun. They kind of are. Hey, are you guys okay? I mean, when the stakes are on the line like that, you know, like the totem battles, yeah, it's kind of fun when it's really intense and you can't afford to lose it. My young goose. We can't forgive this. Darn it, those numbskulls actually did something pretty clever for once. I guess they attacked the Aether House while we were away. If you want to get the Pokemon back... Oh, Nebby's right there. Excellent. Then Chaz has to go to Po Town. All alone? With no backup? That's what they said, but that's not fair. Team Skull has taken over Po Town. It's basically their private playground now. If you're gonna go, though, try to find this guy on Route 15 who's wearing a kimono. He might be able to help you get to Po Town. Here, take this. Just get my young goose back for me. I got a rare candy. Just one moment. Alright, we are back and rare candy obtained. So we have that to help find this poor young goose. Is young goose gonna be okay? We've gotta find it. My circuits can't take this kind of stress. Is Nebby okay? Pokemon being abducted like that, maybe even hurt. I just can't stand the idea. Chaz, please help them. Cosmog! What's that Oranguru still doing back there? You're gonna help us, aren't you? You're strong, right? Team Skull has taken over Po Town. It's basically their private prey. I can't even say that again. Okay, ignore this. If I can't read, forget it. I feel so alone and scared without my Pokemon. I can't sleep at night without her. I'm sorry, Chaz. It's my fault. Now you've got to put yourself in danger because I couldn't stop them. It is all your fault, Hal. Oh, wait. We're going to get a new ride Pokemon, I believe. I see the flag over here on the beach, and they said that we would need to use Sharpedo to get to the next area. Oh, of course, there's a trainer going to mess with us, but hang on. Oh, there is an item. I saw a rock, and I thought it was a hidden item, but just a basic item sitting there in a Pokeball. Hello, Pelipper. What is your level? Now, you resist our steel type attacks, but... And since our special defense is not good, we are going to switch into... Dorothy is next. I gotta go heal. Forgot all about that. Now, hopefully, as I said, our Ice type or our Ghost type can learn Haze at some point, because if the last two totem battles have been, like, all of their stats boosting up by one level, I can't imagine what the later ones are. We're only, like, halfway through getting all the Z crystals. So, I can imagine we're gonna get some pretty powerful totems as time goes on, and if I could haze their stat boosts away, that would be pretty nice. And Payback, gonna hurt once again, but we're easily taking that. That was a critical. No, wait, it wasn't. Oh, it's because... Okay, I guess technically, when I switched in, it doesn't count that as going after me. And that was just the power-up of Payback going, come on. Don't call for help. Excellent. Let's get the knockout. I should probably now go back and heal. Well, I'll get the item first. And I'll rush back quickly to heal up. And who needs the care? Dorothy does. Oh yeah, Gust Attack. Gonna be dust all over her, isn't it? All over her, look at that. Alright, so we'll go back and I'll grab the item, I'll go back and heal, because I think that was a trainer looking to battle us right on the entrance to the beach. There we go. Alright, all cleaned up. So I guess I said between episodes I'll be going around getting some more berries from those trees, trying to basically get as many harvests as I can, because those berries come in really handy in these games. As do Hyper Potions. And of course we're going to get attacked once again. I should just fly back. That would be the faster way. And a Gumshoes. Well, I think we could try to beat this one with just Igaloo. I'm gonna see what the Iron Head can do. How are we faster? Of course, dark types are neutral. Oh, and you're gonna call for help, aren't you? Call in that Yungu so we don't have to go all the way up there to save it. Okay, yeah, sure. Alright then, let's go with switching into Sonata for the double KO. And if you want to go for Bite or Crunch or whatever other dark type attacks you might have, we resist that being fairy type. I love how Sparkling Aria is a wide range move. I also love how we're going to still hit it despite the Mud Slap. Critical Mud Slap at that. Bite. Actually, it did more than the Mud Slap. You must have the Tough Jaw ability. Can we land the Sparkling Aria? On both. Can we knock them out with one Sparkling Aria? Not quite. But an Aqua Jet finishes that one up at least, as long as we can connect it. Igaloo leveling up. And you go for another Tough Jaw Bite. Alright then. Thank you for not calling for help. Now let's see if we can land this after the Mud Slap. Yes! Alright, this has to be a knockout. It has to be. It is! And we'll take it. No other level just yet. Oh well, we got time to train up. I guess what we'll do, I'll go heal and not get attacked. Excellent. We'll go heal and we'll come back up here, probably just activate this flag event, and that'll be it for the day. Actually, for the week too. Now, something I didn't talk about. Over the weekend, of course, since the holidays are going to be over as of, say, New Year's Day, I'll be taking down the decorations in the background. Next year, definitely want to get like some bigger lights, because you can't really see them in the background with the way I have my lighting set up. But, interesting question you guys can answer if you like to. When do you think is the proper time to take down your Christmas decorations? Because some people do it as soon as Christmas itself is done. I think it's okay to leave it up until New Year's, because that's part of the holiday season as well. People that actually want to save time in the long run, you can probably just leave your lights up all year round and just not turn them on outside of Christmas time. Because the time you spend putting them back up and taking them down afterwards, don't you think it makes sense just to save all that time? I'm kidding, of course. Don't leave your Christmas lights up all year round. It just doesn't seem right. Alola, or actually, questioningly, Alola? It is Alola. Welcome to the region. Ace Trainer, Yuki. Let's see what Pokemon Yuki has. Interesting. So if we didn't already have one, we could now see it in the Pokedex where it is, but Ice King 688 did give us the information that we needed ahead of time. So, let me think here. You are weak to fighting, fire, and ground. We only have a ground attack on Icona, but he is weak to ice, so we're not going to do that. But would you have the same moveset as us right now? All things considered, I think the safest bet is going to be Sonata. I have a pretty bad ice weakness now that I think about it. 3 Pokemon weak to ice here. But we have a resistance. And if I can bring back, when I can bring back Prowl, our Lycanroc, we'll have Rock-type super effective moves on Ice types. Although, we have Iron Head too. Oh, wait, that's a neutral. Okay, the critical hit. I was going to say, that's a neutral hit. That's why I did so much. I wonder if this guy would have a Alolan Sand Slash. That would be pretty cool to see. Yeah, your special defense is still pretty terrible. You're not weak to water anymore, but down you go regardless. Level 39 Sonata. And here we see the Alolan Marowak. Also weak to water. Well, not that the other one was, but weak to water, I should say. This should get the knockout. If it doesn't, I'll be quite shocked. Alright, there we go. The fire-spinning Marowak is down. Alright, so what is next? Alola. Let's access this Sharpedo. This has to be it. Alola. Oh. They really spent a lot of time on his dialogue, didn't they? Ooh, I got myself a Zygarde cell. I'll take that. Are you a trainer? No. Those Team Skull thugs. They're taking the Pokemon they stole from others and skulking away with them by boat. Those thugs. Alright, so that is the flag event. Is this guy a trainer? I don't think so. That kimono-clad fellow who's always flipping that coin of his. I hear he was once a famous trainer in the Unova region. Corsola. Okay. And what is this the guy they're talking about? And who is this? I've been to Unova. Not the Black and White 2, though. Or Black 2, White 2. Man, oh man, what is going on today? Someone actually bothered coming to this kind of sad place? Well, no matter. I'll take you on. Keep you company. Grimsley, weren't you one of the Elite Four? Tell me, Uncle Grimsley is going to flip a coin. Will it be heads or tails? Whenever... Neither. If it lands sideways in the sand, maybe neither, but... Whenever I play Pokemon TCG, the coin usually lands tails. I'm going to say tails. Astonishing. You took a stab, or you just took a stab like some kind of prophet. Right now, you and your Pokemon are shining brilliantly. A loss is a loss. I'll give you Sharpedo's info for your ride pager then. Ride it to victory. I guess we won. He didn't even look at the coin, though. Maybe you don't need to hear this from me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. If you press B while riding on Sharpedo there, it'll jet forward and smash through rocks, like those ones there. And here's a bit more unwanted advice. Po Town lies at the other end of Route 16 here, but it's thoroughly occupied by Team Skull. You shouldn't go there unless you want trouble. I want trouble.
The infamous Po Town is a bit scary, but I guess we've got no choice but to search it.
Well, we have another choice, Rotom. We're going to save the game and end it here, because that is it for the week. As you see there, halfway through the Z Crystals. So basically we're about halfway through the game as a whole. I don't know what, I'm sure there's going to be so much more to come in the future, but I just can't wait to see what else is going to happen. So, for those of you that have liked the episode, feel free to leave a like down below. Thank you for watching, of course. And if you have missed any episodes so far of Pokémon Moon, there's a link in the description to the full playlist, as always. You can click that and get caught up on all the adventures so far. And at the outro, you'll see some links to some other videos that I've done, plus a link to subscribe. As I said, we have broken 1,000 subscribers, which means in Monday's news update video thingy that I'll record, I'll be doing an unboxing of the long-awaited Pikachu EX Red and Blue Collection. The code card in here will go to a lucky viewer that answers the question of the day in that video. And, of course, I do have the Pokemon TCG Alola Collection Moon version. That is going to be a sealed box physically mailed out to a winner as well for that question of the day. So stay tuned on Monday for that news update video thingy. I don't think I'll be late on that because I have all day Sunday to get it recorded and prepared. So we should be on time for our video starting at the first of the new year in 2017. But I guess that is it for today. Professor Chaz is now signing off. Once again, thanks for checking out today's episode of Pokemon Moon, and come back over the weekend, New Year's weekend, for some more episodes of Pokemon Sapphire as well. But until then, I'm signing off. I'll catch you next time.